Can't leave my lids. So I'm gonna be doing this reading differently because of the information that I was given. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a card reading, but I do have like my oracle decks in the case that I have time for them. But the reading that I'm doing today has somewhat to do with the reading that I did a couple of days ago. And it's basically there's something going on right now for a big collective amount of people where I would say the answer is that it's something that has to do with stepping into your power, and that there's like something missing, an answer that hasn't come to light yet, and that answer is to come, in my opinion, within this week. So I'd say from about today, the 11th, to about, I'd say at the latest, the 17th or the 18th. But whatever it is that you're processing, I would say has to do with the reason why you lost your power in the first place, so that you're able to take back your power, but also to process whatever it is that took your power or whatever. Also, I just made this bracelet. I haven't put this one in the collection yet on my Etsy shop, but I called this one like reigniting. I'm still getting used to like how big I'm supposed to make these, but I think it's really cute. I have plenty of them up on my Etsy shop for other purposes. So if you're interested in looking at my Etsy shop, it is my handle that's here, so Lizard's Third Eye. And I would say another thing about this reading is I got a dream that had to do with Persephone and Hades last night. So if you work with those deities, that this could be a message for you. Another thing that has been popping up for me is the song Rescue by Lauren Daigle. And it's like the very first line in that song, which is, it says something like, "You are not hidden." And while I was on my way home, and this was like before I looked on my For You page, while I was driving home, for some reason, I got the message that like, okay, so picture like you have your eyes closed, they're just like, you're blinking or sleeping or whatever else. And then your eyes go from like being what they normally are to like opening your eyes, and like I pictured like cat eyes. And when I was picturing the cat eyes, like I pictured it as like, that is like, you finally gotten your answer. You're very, very aware of, like, things click into place. Like all the puzzle pieces are there. You finally put in the final puzzle piece for everything to make sense, and whatever else. And then like I went on my For You page earlier, and there was a whole bunch of stuff for Avatar, and I guess the third trailer just dropped, and in the third trailer it's Jake's eyes, they're closed, and then they're like, they open because that's like their thing. And that was like, I don't know, synchronicity. Thought it was pretty cool. Then I would say another thing was a dream that I had when I got home from work. And basically the dream was well, I had one before that. The only significance was elephant seals, and elephant seals in dreams have to do with like significant spiritual change or awakening and stuff like that. The next like dream that I can fully remember, there was a big portion of it where there was a whole bunch of people that I knew, but we all ended up taking like different routes, and I took this one route that nobody else took, and it basically took me on like this roller coaster, and it was like a roller coaster that was basically like underground. It looked like an underground mine shaft or something like that. And in that dream, there was like some sort of like third person narrative or something like that basically said like, if there is an area of your body that gets too hot, like as it's going like down, 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 if there's an area of your body that gets too hot, that is like an indication of massive harm or something like that. The massive trauma that has happened, something that has caused whatever. And when I was in that dream, there were like, I guess, a whole bunch of other people that were like also there experiencing it, but like I couldn't see them. I could only like see my own perspective, but I could like hear them. And basically I'm going down, 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 and there's one point where I feel my throat like get really, really hot. And I tried to like scream or cry or something like that, and nothing would come out. And eventually it just stopped, shut off. Sorry, I keep having to pause it so that I can get through this whole reading. But I continue to go down, and I'm still dealing with like a certain amount of pain, especially in an area of my spine, which is like right at the area where your ribs end, which I have this book. It's called The Secret Language of the Body, and it has an area that talks about the spine and the different, like, I basically like mapped out the area based off of the pain when I woke up, and like mapped that area. So the areas that it's dealing with is the T11 and T12, which I'll go on to that after I finish this part. But basically in this dream, we're continuing to go down, but after that like throat part had shut off, there was the narratives around where they're like, it was almost like they were surprised with the amount of pain that I was able to go through, even with that like pain in my back and partially like in my ribs. I was able to just continue on because it was almost like when the throat chakra went through whatever it did, it just shut off. Like something in me shut off. So that could be something significant with you as well, is like something with like voicing your own opinions, whatever else. But I'm gonna go back to this book. So basically the way that this book works is it breaks down like the different parts of the body. There's a lot more to it, but in this area that I'm reading from, it has to do with basically they read off like what the mental reasons are that you could be going through something, and then it tells you like the physical ailments that you could be going through, and then yeah. So for the T11, it talks about low self-esteem, difficulty fitting in and feeling accepted, afraid that people will take advantage of you and hurt you, feeling second best, like something is wrong with you, difficulty communicating your needs in relationships, often attracting abusive relationships. On the physical level, kidney problems, acne, pimples, and eczema, which my acne has been off the charts the last couple of days, but I also think that that's because I've been using wild yam cream. And I think that it's been helping, but it's definitely been throwing my hormones off. And with the T12, it says feeling insecure, fearful, and lost, difficulty digesting life, often sabotaging yourself and your possible successes, deep-seated belief that you deserve to suffer and struggle, holding on to guilt from the past which stops you from moving forward. On the physical level, problems with the small intestine, rheumatism, and infertility. I hope these things help, and I hope that you're able to find whatever answer it is that is to come this week. I definitely know that I'm looking out for my own answer, so just stay tuned for more.